intelligence, they're just a few. But when we transform our mindsets and identify one another in our millions, we'll be able to transform, our communities and remove this system that they've been using for donkey years. Because Africa deserves the best. We've got resources, we've got everything that can look after us. So why are we continuing to allow these people, oppressing us? And what we need to understand as well is these people has been sucking on the breast of corruption for a long time. So for them to give us our continent back just like that, it will take bravery. It will take, us doing practical things, not just being theorists, but doing practical things. And you guys have shown it, and it's gonna work. So, thanks a million, beautiful people. If there's any way we can support you, please maybe give us links or whatsoever, because what you have started, it also requires, a lot of resources. And if I know there are leaders amongst you, if there's anything that you require from us, we will help in any way we can. In terms of money, I think it will help you as you continue to pursue your freedom. And that freedom, I believe that it will be freedom for all Africans, because we want to do the same thing. So thanks a million, beautiful people. God bless you. We are watching. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your contribution, and we appreciate it. Now, yep, we are starting our conversation. I think our 5 minutes is it's gone. You guys allow me again. I know many people are requesting. I have more than 100 again. It's crazy, but we are going to try our best to make sure things are running well. As we are starting our conversation, because I see General is here with us now. Again, we want to take one moment for silence again for our fallen heroes, at least before we start our conversation officially. So, can we take that 1 minute, a moment for silence? All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Karibu sana Daktari. We are happy to again to have you today. And thank you so much for finding again another time to join us in this conversation. We really appreciate your time, and everybody here is ready to listen of what you want to say today. And as we start our conversation again today, I want to pose a question. I want to pose a question to you as you start giving your views on the same. That I believe when I know yesterday when we announced this space. The president called conference to distract all this the conversation that we have with Kenyans. Uh, what is your view? What is your 1 cent view of his interview? And then we go to the topic of today, that tomorrow's demonstration. Thank you so much, Dr. Karibu sana.
Oh, good evening, everyone, and good afternoon for people who are in other time zones. Like yesterday, we have to express our condolences and empathy with those who have been abducted, those who have been tortured, some have been maimed, and of course, the heroes whom they have killed. We have to always remember them by name, and I believe that next time we'll have their names um, basically read out so that we actually always honor them. I know that Rex is one of the people that have been honored, but there are a lot of people that have lost their lives. And I think it is important, whether they were participating in the protest or not, that we honor them. The little boy who was shot.
Daktari, maybe just an interruption. There's a few names that we have. I can read them out.
Yeah.
And then
Go
you
ahead.
proceed. So So number one on the list is the doctor who was actually giving out medical services during demonstration, Dr. Margaret Oyuga. May her soul rest in peace. We have Rex Kanyeki Masai. May his soul rest in peace. We have Frank Okot, another legend. We have Nick Adams, another martyr. We have Eric Njeru, another hero. We have David Chege, Ian Kea, Belinda Chieng, Edwin Otieno, Eric Otieno, Eric Shieni, Bisley Kamau, Erickson Mutisia, Credo Oyaro, 17 years old, Emmanuel Tata, and then Ibrahim Kamau Wanjiko. This was a list that was out before the young boy was shot. Is it 8 times or 12 times? The one that the president thinks she's still alive. She's in school. I guess today she went to school, and tomorrow she'll also join us in the Maandamano in Nairobi and the various sides parts of the country. So, Daktari,
So
continue. Thank you for the
thank
list.
you, Kinsman. Let me start by saying we should stop calling Ruto president. Part of the struggle is the use of language. If we don't revolutionize our language, demystify and delegitimize oppressors, we are giving them power over us. It has to start with how we think and how we use language. Ruto lost legitimacy by the manner in which he has handled the protests. Not only did he hire goons, people who were not even police officers, and gave them guns to target protesters who are unarmed and peaceful and cause havoc in the country in all areas of Kenya. He then has gone on national TV many times and referred to them as criminals, the victims as criminals. So yesterday, what you saw, legitimacy. He then declared to all Kenyans that he doesn't get it. He's not just alienated from Kenyans. He's not just completely cold-blooded and heartless. He wants to tell Kenyans that he's proud of his killers, the snipers that they stationed in parliament and all other areas, the people who are shooting aimlessly into the crowds. He's basically daring the country, what are you going to do? And that is why tomorrow and any other day subsequent, the country must show Ruto that we own Kenya, that he doesn't own us, that having voted for him, and by the way, he did not even win the majority of Kenyans. He won the majority of the votes, 50 plus 1, according to the IBC. That does not give you ownership over a people. The fact that you supported me does not give me power over you forever. It doesn't mean that if I turn around and steal from you, if I turn around and brutalize you or brutalize your family, if I devalue your values, then you still support me. No, there is no such thing. In a democracy, we must, and Ruto that no longer has our support. He went on national TV in order to turn away viewers from our space, our X space, and basically refused to answer every single question that was given to him. And then turn around and denied things that are so obvious that you would wonder, is this man normal? It is no longer just a question of Ruto is cold-blooded. Ruto seems to watched everywhere. Our struggle is giving inspiration to everybody. And we can't fail ourselves. Because what happens when we fail? Then we give Ruto basically authority and power to pick each one of you and then assassinate, disappear, torture, maim, or force into exile. So this is a collective struggle. I just want to urge everyone that we have to be united in the struggle. Because of course, if we are divided, he's going to win over us. And as I said yesterday, and I continue to say, this is an intergenerational struggle, even if led by Gen Zs and the millennials. The issues we are dealing with, the issues of impunity, the issues of corruption, the issues of abuse of power, the issues of strangulation of all institutions of governance, these are not issues that affect one generation. So the moment we allow the message that everybody else should keep quiet, that only Gen Z should speak, feeling the pinch, is a generation called Gen Zs. We are losing it. Because even Generation Alpha, the boy who was killed in Rongai, is not a Gen Z. The other boy that was shot 8 times, it's not a Gen Z. And some of them were not even in the demonstration. You will be victimized whether you are there or not. A tyrannical state does not distinguish between generations. And we learned this when we were growing up. Some of us have been in this struggle. And we never stopped struggling, regardless of the contradictions in the struggle. So that's all I want to say for now. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Daktari, for that. And I see many people are joining the conversation. Thank you so much. And make 1 million strong tomorrow. And for securing our future or secure the country. That's the way to go. Kumbukeni.
10 million, 10 million, my brother.
10 million, 10 million. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Daktari. Kumbukeni, go ahead.
Thank you, Dr. Miguna, honoring all who have lost their lives. I just want to emphasize on that point that you made, and it's a great point. I have been insisting, speaking on this need to ensure we don't go along with colonial language. Colonial language is very good at keeping us in boxes so that it can best control us. So they decide they're going to call us Gen Z so that they can best control us and control the narrative. We must refuse that. I agree with you. And this is a problem of Kenyans. I know my mother is suffering. When I was in Kenya, I was suffering to put food on the table. My brothers are suffering. My sisters are suffering. The children are suffering. So this is not just a Gen Z issue. The Gen Z, and even when you look at the protests, being someone who's been in the West and seen and worked actually in their governments and seen how they operate, this is something they're very good on and very big on. They make sure they control the narrative, and we must make sure that we don't allow them to do so. Asante.
Thank you.
And maybe Hillary Kidogo, and maybe just to echo on the words of Daktari. Daktari, first of all, thank you so much for your contribution. The beauty with you is that you are eloquent enough, even if you putting us into dangerous spaces, we think like we are going into safe places. So your eloquence is something that we are admiring, and it is giving us energy. Saizi, we need all the energy that we can get, because the person that we are dealing with, remember, he's most important. And I want to emphasize on this. Remember, the people that voted for this president were brick and mortar. Parliament mmechoma kwa ofisi ya Sakaja, dimple zake zitakaa wapi? CJ ana ofisi. Kumbukeni, this man was voted in by brick and mortar. So tomorrow he will be dealing with robots. So we need all the energy that we can get. Daktari, thank you. Kesho tunatokea. All of us will be there in numbers, 10 million strong. 10 million. Our strength is on the numbers. Our strength is on the disorganization. That is the biggest organization in Africa. Thank you for the brothers that are supporting us from diaspora from other parts of the continent. Thank you so much. And everyone, please keep the hashtag going, keep it alive. Like if you can, let's follow each other. Pale pia kwa nini, and there's a post I've put for Latif. Next speaker,
Thank you.
please.
Brief, go ahead. Brief, go ahead. Maj, I see you. Everybody. Yep. We have a lot of requests, guys. So, yeah, go ahead, brief.
Asante sana. Yes, yes, I want to reiterate that point about us creating and sticking to our own narratives, using our own language. We are Africans, we are Kenyans. Let's continue to perpetuate our narratives. Let's go back to our roots in search of everything, including the solutions. Daktari, I love the fact that you point out correctly, very accurately, that this is not a new fight. We have been fighting this fight because, in reality, our economy, our systems of government have never worked for us. They've never worked for us Kenyans. We were bequeathed colonial systems that were meant to work for the colonizer. And the only thing that the colonizer did is turn it over to the African elite in black skin to be the guardians of the spoils of colonialism. I'll just go real quick into Machiavelli's four-point blueprint of how you demoralize and conquer and colonize a people. It's a very thin book. Everybody in here should read it because it shows you who we are dealing with in the form of Ruto. So in the blueprint, it has 4 stages. The first one is you go in with your armies and administrators, and you and aggression. The second stage is you create an elite class. You show them that if they are brutal, if they speak English like you or whatever language like you, and they behave like you, they too can get a taste of the privilege. The third one is 1960s, 1956 Ghana, 1963 Kenya, where you hand over political control to the elite class. And the fourth stage is the most lucrative because after they withdraw their security forces and their administrators, now all they do is collect on the spoils of colonialism using the elite class that they put in place. And that's what we have. We have an elite class that are the custodians, the guardians of colonialism. So Ruto just happens to be the very unfortunate one who is sitting being the custodian. He had a choice. He had a choice not to be the custodian, and we are giving him that choice today. As Kenyans, we are saying, are you going to serve us, or are you going to continue to serve the neoliberal colonialist policies that you have been bequeathed? And again, this is